Hello and welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to flip or wholesale houses in New York. And if you're doing it, how to grow your business, I'm driving, so hopefully I don't get into an accident by holding this phone. So a couple of things. A great question, complicated answer. Someone asked, how much does it cost to get a deal in New York? And that is such a great question and such a hard answer. So let me explain a couple of things. So a couple of things. First of all, the only way to really know what your marketing costs are, and that's really your only cost, our marketing costs, is to stick with some marketing channel for a year and then look back on what your costs were, see all the deals, all the money you put into that, how many deals you got. That's the way it is. In other places, you can figure this out maybe after 3 months or 6 months, but in New York, the sales process takes so long, you need a long time. So I'm going to tell you my marketing costs. So I used to pay, when I was really doing heavy PPC, I was paying about $8,000 a deal, which is very high. I mean, there are other places in the country where I pay that much, but again, I average about $30,000 in profit on my wholesale deals and more than that on my flips. So it was, it was almost a 4-to-1 return. So that was fine for me. 3.5 to 1 was great. My cost per deal have gone down because I'm not really spending a lot on PPC anymore, and I've gone to lower cost marketing channels. So I'm still doing mail, which I consider a higher cost marketing channel, but RVMs and that's ringless voicemails, cold calling, and texting are much cheaper. So I'm getting leads that way, and I'm getting deals that way too. So the truth is, I had a huge change in my business recently, where I split up with a partner, and everything's got to be reevaluated. But I think my cost per deal now is around $4,000 to $5,000. So that's good. It's for a high market area where you're making good money. That's really good. But the only costs you're going to have really are marketing costs. So I consider everything a marketing cost. Well, the truth is, it's not so simple, because some things you might consider overhead. If you're paying someone full time, like a leads manager, is that a marketing cost or is that an overhead cost? That's how you so what I'm trying to say is, it's a complicated question, because some people will count their overhead as their marketing costs. I don't. So specific costs to get a deal for me, so that's what I pay for the RVM company, what I pay to the texting company, what I pay to the actual cold callers. Like, I don't consider my CRM that I use, RE Simply, as a marketing cost. I consider that an overhead cost. Some people do consider it an overhead cost, a marketing cost. So it's not an easy question to answer, but you got to figure, in New York, it's going to be $4,000 or $5,000 a deal, and you're going to have to spend money on that. So I recommend, I show people how to spend about $1,500 in total. That's for a list and to skip trace a list, and then to just call themselves. Now, if you're just calling yourself, you're going to count that as a cost. If you want to consider yourself as at what you'd pay yourself hourly, you might, but I consider that no cost. So I believe over a year, doing that system of getting a list and skip tracing the list, that's $1,500, and then I'd say do it twice, because after 6 months you probably need to refresh the data. You probably can get a deal in a year. So that's $3,000 in cost, but you got to put in a lot of time, right? I recommend 2 hours a day of cold calling / skip tracing. / texting that. So you want to I'd give that time some value, but it's a great question, and it's a very, very hard question to answer, because people figure out their costs differently, and it takes a very long time to back in those numbers of what your cost is per deal. So I'd say my costs right now are about $5,000 per deal, but it's going to change over time because of a recent change in the way things are paid and the way things are done. So it's going to change. My cost per deal are probably going to go up. And again, if I get back to that $8,000 per deal number, as long as I'm doing, think about it, I'm putting in $8,000 to get $30,000 out. That's not bad. It's over a 3-to-1 return. You want at least a 3-to-1 return on your marketing, a 3-to-1 ROI, return on your investment. So again, if you need help with anything that I've said, you can go to howtoflipnewyork.com and put in your information, and you'll get some training, and I'll be happy to help you in any way that I can. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. If you like these videos, please click like. The SEO really helps. That's search engine optimization. And my phone number is in the show notes. Also, if you have any questions or comments, please put them in. This was a great question. Again, difficult to answer, but a great question. Any other questions you have, I'll do a video on it, or if I recently did a video on it, I'll just send you a link to the video. So thank you very much for watching.